There are people who spend a lifetime earning the respect and admiration of their peers and neighbors. It can all be for naught. When one's decency is called into question.
Did you honestly believe you would get away with this?
Get away with what?
Don't play games with me, young man. You know exactly what I mean.
No, I don't. Mom, can you help me out here?
Your son has been posting these flyers all around the neighborhood.
I didn't do it. Mom, you've got to believe me.
Yes, I have one right here. See for yourself. It's obvious he's trying to get revenge on our family. Poor delusional boy thought he was good enough for my Danielle.
Danielle thinks Julie made those flyers and started spreading rumors about her at school. As soon as Julie told me, I came over here. We may not agree who the culprit is, but we both agree that this whole issue started because of your son's actions.
I'm just here for moral support for my two favorite girls.
Everyone's dancing around the subject, but the one thing we know is that your son has ruined our girls' lives.
Well, if his past behavior is any indication, I'm not sure you're up to the task.
Fine. Start by proving who's behind these flyers. If your son didn't do it, obviously someone else did. Find that person.
That sounds reasonable.
Works for me.
Yes, I suppose that will suffice. If your son is innocent.
There you are. Your son has been sending me some terrible emails. Let's just say they involve a lot of derogatory terms. Not the kind of words you find on the SATs.
There you go. What more proof do you need that your son is a little criminal? I certainly can. Makes me wonder about your child-rearing skills. The apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. How dare you? I don't need to stand here and take this abuse. I'm going to get to the bottom of this myself.
Wow, that was really harsh. I was gonna say I'm gonna get out of here before this thing gets ugly, but it's too late. Come on, Carl.
Sure thing, Susie Q.
Okay, just keep in mind, they were very nasty little emails. If he did this, something has to be done.
Thanks for getting rid of them, Mom.
Hey, this is Vincent. I was just calling to check in on you. Really? Is there anything I can do? You know, I've had some experience with this kind of thing.
I know if I lost someone that important, well, I don't know what I'd do.
And how are things between you and your husband?
Okay, so...
I hate to ask, but I heard some stories about some greedy secretary that was trying to blackmail him or something. Did you ever find out what was in his safe?
It sounds like you're telling me... How's that?
I happen to know there is some very important information in that safe. Things you need to see.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Listen, we shouldn't talk about this over the phone.
Okay.
I'm sending a package over to your house later. Make sure your husband's not around when you open it. I have to go now, but rest assured I have your best interests at heart. I gotta go.
That going for you.
Mom, I told you, I'm innocent. And now you believe I didn't write it? Thanks, Mom. Well, who do you think wrote it then? Sure, Mom. Anything. You want me to write Danielle is easy? Is this a trick? All right. If you think it's best, here you go.
What are you doing here? What do you want? Flyer issue? This isn't an issue. This is about some jerk I don't know telling everyone in this town that I'm easy. Yeah, I have a strong suspicion. It was Julie Mayer. Like I know what's going on in that little nerdy brain of hers. She's probably still pissed that your son stood her up, for me. Look, your son may be a little weird, but it's not his style. For one thing, he never got anywhere with me. My mom made sure of that. And for another thing, Julie has already been calling people at school, starting a rumor saying I'm easy. I'm getting a little weirded out here. I don't have to put up with this anymore. Who the hell do you think you are? I'm done talking with you forever, and don't think I won't tell my mom about you. Ugh, I can't believe you did that! Wait until I tell my mom about this.
Oh, it's you. What do you want? I wouldn't have attitude, except for your son. Well, because your son was putting those flyers around, Danielle is convinced I did it. And now she hates me. So now she's spreading that around school. Everyone thinks I'm some kind of psychotic skank. The worst thing is that even though I didn't do it, I've been ripping down the flyers whenever I see them. I still feel bad for Danielle, even if she's gone all psycho on me. Wait, he didn't do it? What? Are you accusing me now? Well, for your information, I'm innocent. And if you think I would actually be capable of something like that, then I'm done talking with you. No, I'm not doing that. There's something wrong with you. You'd probably find some way to use it against me. Are you insane? You're just going to cross out not and use it against me. Oh, really? Is there another subject you'd like to harass me about? I really didn't know Mr. Fox all that well. I wouldn't know what to write. That doesn't make sense. Shouldn't this be like a personal message or something? Sounds a little weird to me, but okay. What should I write? Wow, I didn't realize you cared about Daniel so much. It's so sweet of you to do this in his memory. Here's my message to add to your book.
Hey, can I help you with something? Yeah, I saw that earlier. I just can't believe someone would do that. Honestly, I don't really care about whatever's going on with the Vandicamps. But for someone to do this kind of vicious thing, and destroy flyers put up by some poor soul looking for their lost dog, it just makes me mad. It makes me lose faith in people. Right. Well, I hate to say it, but do you think it could be Mrs. Davenport? I've overheard her making some obnoxious comments about Danielle's social life. And now that I think about it, vandalizing missing animal flyers sounds right up her alley. The woman's nuts. Every time I walk past her house, she gives Bongo the evil eye. And not just Bongo. Cats, dogs, rabbits, even squirrels. She freaks out at the sight of them. If anything seems like a threat to her precious garden, she takes it personally. Come to think of it, I haven't seen too many of those animals around recently. Yeah, you're probably right. Even a chipmunk has enough common sense to stay away from Mrs. Davenport. You know what? Now that I think about it, I saw Etta ripping down some flyers by her house the other day. Maybe you should talk to her about that. See ya.
Hello, can I help you with something? Shoot. Oh, so some new pest is attacking your garden, eh? Well, why should I help you? You'd do that, wouldn't you? Follow me. Let's pick your poison. Well, you didn't give me much choice, did you? Here we are. Let me find you the right poison. Ooh, there are so many good ones to choose from. What are you talking about? Oh, that? Well, let's just say insects aren't the only pests I worry about. Poison is poison. Enough of it will kill whatever is bothering you. Never mind. Here's the bug spray you wanted. Be sure to give it back to me when you're done. Well, did you take care of those bugs? Oh, that's good. So, what do you want now? Blech. Why are you bringing me a dead bug? All right. Let's take a closer look at this pest. Well, you certainly are an ugly little thing, aren't you? I can't tell you much, but I can tell you I've never seen anything like this in my garden before. Although I do recall seeing a warning about them online, right next to an advertisement to buy the very same bug. Well, just because I'm old doesn't mean I'm incompetent. Where do you think I get most of my flowers from anyway? Well, aren't you a riot? Do you want to know about this bug or not? Pretty much just keep out of garden. They're hungry little beasts that ruin anything you planted. That's all that matters. Well, I can't say I'm too sorry about that, but I'm glad you took care of them. Wouldn't want them invading my garden after all. Well, like I said, I saw an advertisement to buy them online. I think the company was called Pestport. You know, come to think of it, I think I remember seeing the Pestport logo somewhere. I was out here gardening as usual. It was sometime in the early afternoon. Oh, that's right. I saw the mailman with a package that had the logo on it. Maybe if you ask him about it, you can figure out who ordered those bugs. The sooner you can stop the person, the better. If the bugs start to multiply, there's a chance my garden will get infested. What now? So, what does that have to do with me? Ugh, are you even listening to me? I have nothing against Bree's daughter. I ripped down the posters because they're an eyesore. I've had just about enough of you. Was there anything else you wanted to discuss? What are you talking about? What are you doing digging around in my garden? Have you no shame? I've already explained that I need that poison to get rid of some of the bigger problems. I don't like your tone. Just what are you getting at? Well, that was certainly an interesting way to waste several minutes. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some things I need to take care of. Well, that's an interesting theory, but entirely ridiculous. That's certainly what it sounds like to me. Well, I could protest, but why bother? You got me. Those pesky animals make a wonderful fertilizer, by the way. So, what now? You found out my big, dark secret. What are you going to do about it? You want some hush money? I'm having enough trouble paying my mortgage. Rod didn't leave me with much after all. So I suppose my fate is entirely in your hands. Oh, no, please don't. At my age, I wouldn't survive jail for any length of time. Besides that, I feel terrible about what I did to those poor animals. I hardly sleep at night. It was all my husband's fault. Well, he didn't literally force me to do it, but it's complicated, so let me explain. Rod was the love of my life. Unfortunately, I wasn't the love of his. He had this dog, Sparky, and he spent all of his time with him. To be honest, it was embarrassing how he fawned over that mutt. Well, since Rod never gave me any attention, I had no choice but to take up a hobby. So I took up gardening. Ugh, but that little bastard Sparky. He would always dig up whatever I had just planted. Strawberries, carrots, lilies, it didn't matter. Well, instead of punishing his little mutt for his little forays into my garden, Rod would encourage it. So one day, I decided to teach that mutt a lesson. I put a little rat poison near the rose garden. I didn't think it'd be enough to kill him. I was just trying to get him sick, so he wouldn't go near it anymore. Of course, Rod didn't know I had accidentally killed Sparky. I wasn't sure what to do with the body, so I buried it in my garden. Once Rod noticed Sparky was gone, I planted the seed, so to speak, that the dog had run off. Rod was depressed for weeks. I think he thought I might have done something because he was very standoffish. Shortly after that, Rod left me for that other woman. From that point on, my garden is all I have left. Only the next time an animal tried to ruin my garden, I was ready. Look, I know I wasn't being rational, but my garden was all I had left, and it was so easy to get rid of them. Another lost pet. Big deal. No one takes any notice. Then I decided to move on to preemptive strikes. If an animal looked at my garden funny, he was a goner. And they made such great fertilizer, too. Oh, my garden has never looked better. I know, but I can't stop. And my garden has never looked better. You know what? I'm going to change just to prove you wrong. If you could find it in your heart to keep the secret between the two of us, I would be forever in your debt. Oh, thank you.
Can I help you? What did he do now? Well, if you have access to Allison's account and can send me the emails, I could trace its original IP address back for you. Or if you had access to your son's account, you could check his bandwidth for local activity. Are you sure your son didn't do it? Well, if he's innocent, then someone would have to have had access to his account. No one around here has the technical expertise to hack into his account. So whoever sent the emails must know your son's password. Talk to him and find out if he's given his password to any friends. It would be a cakewalk for me, but I didn't do it, and you know that. Look, you have a choice. You can keep accusing me and waste precious time in finding out the real culprit, or you can try to find out who has a motive to hurt your son.
Mom, I told you, I'm innocent. Well, Tabitha made me tell her my password while we were, dating. You think she did this? Yeah, she's a little scary, isn't she?
Good day, ma'am. What can I do for you? Well, ma'am, that's confidential information. I really have to keep working. Good day, ma'am. Okay. Maybe I can help you out, but I'm gonna need an incentive. Well, it has been a long day. Might be nice to unwind a little. That was the most complete inspection of a package I've ever experienced. And one good turn deserves another. Here's a copy of the order form that came with the package you were asking about. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really have to get back to work. But know that you've performed a public service, or at least performed an act on a public servant.
Mom, I told you, I'm innocent. Thanks for believing me, Mom.
Yeah? What do you want? What are you talking about? I have no idea what you're talking about. Perhaps you should up your meds, sweetie. How did you get that? What flyers? What are you talking about? So, what are you going to do about it? You can't be serious. Besides, there's no way to prove I sent Allison those emails. Okay, you caught me. So now what? I don't need to do anything. There's no way you can get me in trouble. My father is a close friend of the sheriff, as well as a longtime member of the city council. I'm untouchable in this town, honey. You're just trying to scare me. I don't believe you. Wait a second. Let's talk about this. Maybe we can make a deal. Wait, please, show some mercy.
Yes, Mary? Sure. What can I do? I don't know exactly how I can help with that. Could you describe these insects? Well, that kind of bug doesn't sound native to North America. You don't happen to know where they came from, do you? If those insects aren't indigenous to this country, bringing them in is illegal. At least 6 to 8 years in prison. From the way you describe it, there's no way this insect would make it into the U.S. legally. I read an alert on these bugs. They're a danger to crops and they reproduce at an alarming rate. They're on the watch list at customs. This pest port must be a smuggling operation. And as the buyer, she's guilty of a federal crime. If she goes down for importing the bugs, none of that will matter. She'll do the time. You have 2 choices. 1, give me the evidence that will send her to jail. Or 2, we act like this conversation never happened. Although I sincerely hope you pick the former option. Okay. Call me once you've figured out what you want to do.
Have you changed your mind? You can't do that. It'll ruin my life. I'm too young.
Have you made up your mind yet?
So, have you figured out who's behind it yet? I wish I was surprised, but after what she pulled before, I'm not. So what are we gonna do about her? Prison? Wow. Isn't that a little harsh? Well, okay. Thanks, Mom. You're blaming me for this? Well, I guess you've got a point there. So are the girls still mad at me? Okay, Mom. I'm just glad this whole thing is over.
The package should be on its way. Believe me, you'll want to look at the contents.
To succeed in life, it is important to understand when it's time to fight the good fight and when it's time to make amends. Even though this can be frustrating, it's a fact of life. But when things are taken too far, we may well find ourselves forced to pay the price for years to come.